Good morning, everyone. Sorry I can't be in class today, but I'm at a junior high track meet up here in Lyons, Nebraska. I hope your test went well. If your test did not go well, you can retake it any time next week. Just schedule a time with me that will be convenient for both you and I. Next week, in week 10 of our time together, we're going to study World War II. Today, what I like to focus on is just simply the start of World War II. And then I want to give you the opportunity to see with your own eyes the plan that the German military had put together, known as Blitzkrieg. In English, that's lightning war. Today being Thursday, the last day of school for the week, we're just going to introduce ourselves to our focus on World War II. So let's just answer a couple questions. You already know the answer to this. I guess it matters on your perspective. If we were reading a Chinese history book would say that World War II began in 1937. But if you read a European history book or an American history book, they're going to tell you that World War II began on September 1st, 1939. You know this already. On September 1st, 1939 is the day that Germany invaded Poland from the west. Almost every American knows that. But what not too many Americans know is that during the same time period, Russia, or the Soviet Union, invaded Poland from the east. Now remember, Poland just re-emerged after World War I. It was weak, politically weak, economically weak, and militarily weak. It's not going to be able to withstand an invasion on both sides of its borders. And at the same time that the Soviet Union attacked Poland, they also take over 3 small countries that had been taken away, or the land had been taken away from Russia and in the Treaty of Versailles. So at the same time that the Soviet Union attacks Poland from the east, the Soviet Union also regains control of Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania. Again, 3 areas that had been taken away from them as a result of the Treaty of Versailles. And recall, on September 1st, 1939, when Germany did invade Poland, Britain and France declare war on Germany. However, it was too late to get aid to Poland. Poland didn't last that long. So Britain and France declaring war on Germany was basically not very effective. As far as helping Poland, Britain and France are just going to become actively preparing for war. When you and I are together on Monday, we'll look at a list of countries that participated in World War I. And we'll also look at a list of countries that participated in World War II. And you'll quickly see why World War II was called properly World War II. But for a couple more minutes, let's look at the major warring sides during World War II. If you recall, in World War I, there was the Allies of Great Britain and France and Italy and the United States, and there was the Central Powers of Germany and Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire. In World War II, one side is going to be called the Allies. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, many countries are going to be on the side of the Allies. I'm not going to ask you to know all the countries, but I am going to ask you to know Great Britain and France, Russia, which I should properly call the Soviet Union, and later in the war, the United States. On the other side, the Axis, which again is going to consist of quite a few countries, but led by Germany, Italy, and Japan. This vast array of countries participating in the war is going to lead to the war being fought on more than one front. See, a front is where the fighting is taking place. And a theater is like an area, a general area of fighting. So in World War II, one of the theaters is going to become known as the European theater. And there's going to be fighting on the Eastern Front between Germany and the Soviet Union mainly. And there's going to be fighting taking place in Northern Africa and Southern Europe. And then eventually there's going to be fighting taking place in Western Europe. The fighting that took place in Eastern Europe and the fighting that took place in North Africa and the fighting that's going to take place in Western Europe, those are going to be known as fronts. But a theater is a broader area of fighting. And then also with Japan fighting China, and later fighting to gain control of the Indochina, and then eventually the United States, another theater of fighting is going to be the Pacific Theater. The way we're going to approach World War I is we're going to break it into time periods. The early years of World War I, the later years. The early years of World War II, and then the later years of World War II. So when you and I come together again on Monday, we're going to look at the early years of World War II. I'm going to ask Mr. Warner to show you a video. It's based on the same video of Gathering Storm, and this is a video that's going to focus on the German and Soviet invasion of Poland. Have a good weekend.